recording is in progress. So if you have a problem with me recording or being recorded, just be mindful that I'm recording. So if you don't want to be recorded, don't say nothing. All right. And if you do mind, you can feel free to leave, but this is going to be available. I haven't decided if I'm going to make it available on my YouTube or if I'm going to charge like a fee to disseminate the video. So with that being said, anybody who wants the slides can email me. I'm going to provide my email address at the end. Email me. I'll send you all the slides free of charge. But if you want the playback, that comes at a premium. All right. TikTok people, y'all still over there? Come to the Zoom. All right. So before we get started, I have a couple of assumptions for those of you that are here. I'm assuming that you already own a medical transportation or medical couriership or some type of business in this space, that you have like a baseline knowledge. You already have a business and you're looking to grow that business. If you're coming in, mute yourself, please. You're looking to grow that business. This is not going to be an opportunity where I'm going to teach you how to start an LLC, how to get an EIN, how to name your business. We're past that. I'm assuming that all of you have the business and are operational. If you're not, that's fine. There are some people on YouTube that I really like a lot. Some of the information that I'm going to give you tonight, I got from some of them. So there's a guy named Sean in Town. There's one named JT Hustles, and then there's Tavares Little. They all have videos about the various aspects of the medical courier business. My goal tonight is to just give you the leads, where to go find those contracts. So again, I'm assuming that you're already in business and that you're just looking to grow an existing business. So tonight we're focusing on leads, leads, and leads. That's all I'm giving you. That's it. We'll be here all night if I gave you everything else. All right, so the backstory. Here is the infamous TikTok video that started all this shit, okay? People want to be spoon-fed information so bad that it took for me to just take a video of that ugly truck and just post, oh, you can make a lot of money with these. And everybody's like, oh, how? Instead of, okay, she gave us some ideas, let me go search them out. So I'm gonna play that video because I'm thinking about retiring this goddamn video. Or get your hands on one of these. You can start a non-emergency transportation business, cargo business if there's no seats in it, but this makes money. That simple video. And I have my headset on, so I apologize if you guys could not hear the audio on the video. If you want to see that video, you can go over to my TikTok page, which is CDSCT, which stands for Care Dynamics Senior Care Transportation. You can find that on TikTok and it is there. The reason for that video, if you look at this video has 319,000 plays, all those views, all those likes, and I really put no thought into it. I say all of that to say it does not matter what your interests are. My interests are business analytics, business development, business operations, not medical couriership. But the algorithm is going to pick up whatever it is that the people want from you and what it likes. So it really liked this video. The topic is a great topic. However, for me as an entrepreneur, there's just so much more that can be done, but I'm gonna give y'all the medical couriership part tonight. All right, so the first thing I want you to do as we're approaching this from a medical couriership space is to kind of shift or be able to toggle back and forth between the idea of medical couriership and independent couriership in general. Independent couriership is a broader scheme of things. And once you're starting to look for these contracts, you want to think in terms of being an independent courier. Medical couriership is a niche. It's a particular focused line of business that falls under independent couriership. The reason why I say that is, number one, people use the two terms synonymously and they're not synonyms. Secondly, if you go under the independent couriership moniker or label, there are so many more opportunities. You may not, for whatever reason, be able to get a whole lot of medical couriership work. But if you focus on independent couriership, those opportunities are endless because you can be in the legal space. Law offices need people, they need runners is what they call them. The retail space, you're already familiar with independent couriership in the retail space because that's who just brought me this wine. GoPuff is one of the leads I'm gonna give you. Uber Eats, DoorDash, those are independent courier style businesses. So you got your legal couriership, retail couriership, food, auto parts. Let me tell y'all a story about this auto parts couriership stuff. So last year, my husband and I were I was trying to start the medical couriership business, and we were actually doing box trucks, okay? 26-foot box trucks, which is another beast, non-CDL, but he has a CDL, so he could do CDL also. Anyway, I go to a particular auto parts store or chain to get a contract to be a courier, for my husband to be a courier. And the lady tells me the details and she's like, yeah, and you would be expected to be at the store from, I don't know, she said 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, you're just expected to sit at the store. And when we have an order, you're running the parts back and forth to the different stores. So I said, ma'am, this is being advertised as a 1099 contractor position. How are you telling me that myself or someone from my business has to sit at a particular location for set hours? So that's something that I want you guys to think about as independent couriers. If you're a 1099 contractor, and this is anywhere, they're not supposed to be supervising you and telling you what to do beyond the specifics of what your particular role is. They're not supposed to require you to be there during set hours. They damn sure not supposed to have you sitting at a store not earning any money, waiting on a load, right? So be careful with some of these companies that require you to be both 1099 and acting as a W-2 worker. That's a sidebar, has nothing to do with presentation, but just keep in mind, independent couriers, if you're on 1099 anywhere, these companies are not supposed to treat you like an employee. They can actually get fined for that. So if you're a 1099 person somewhere and they're treating you like a W-2, drop a dime on them. Next point, when it comes to the independent courier space, oftentimes you're dealing with time-sensitive deliveries. So let's just say you have a contract with, who is that? Quest Diagnostics. And I want to say that they partner with either Courier Express or Drop Off. Also, they have W-2 roles where you are on their payroll. Therefore, they can tell you what time to be there and what time to leave. But those are time-sensitive deliveries in that you have a live specimen, a blood specimen, a biological specimen that needs to be kept at a certain temperature and delivered quickly. From wherever it is to wherever it's going, it needs to get there fairly quickly. So oftentimes in the medical courier space, you're dealing with time-sensitive deliveries. In the independent courier space, you're dealing with last mile delivery. What is last mile delivery? If you order some shoes off of Amazon, those shoes are coming from California. They may be put on a plane. They may be put on a box truck. They may be put on a dry van coming all the way from California. But once it arrives in your location, let's just say you're in Davenport, Florida, similar to me. Once it gets to the station at Davenport, there has to be somebody there to take it from the facility to your house. Think about Amazon. That's called last mile delivery. So that's a line of business within independent couriership that you may want to niche down and focus on. All right. So let's keep it moving. Equipment. I'm gonna get into this very briefly because I want to show y'all something else related to a video that is on TikTok about where to find the trucks, the vans, all that stuff. So with all of these companies that you're going to sign up with, they have different vehicle types that they require. It could be a van, a cargo van, a sprinter van, a transit van, a full-size van, a high top, high roof van, whatever. Chevy Express van, a minivan. They may want you to have a truck. So a pickup truck, a box truck, a 26-foot box truck, 18-foot box truck, whatever. Then they may require you to have a car, a fuel efficient car. People are delivering things in Teslas and Fords and all those little fuel efficient cars. So if you want to get those at a bargain, of course, you can go and get a car loan or a business credit loan and get this equipment. But I want you to think about this. There are government auction sites. Let me stop sharing real quick so that it will allow me to show you this site. All right. Y'all let me know if you can see a site that says public surplus. Somebody chime in and tell me real quick.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now, this one is for Orange County. That's down in Florida. Every county, every state, they're going to have their own websites. There is also one called govdeals.com. There are so many of these. So the point of me bringing you to this is that this is an auction that's going to be happening in the middle or beginning of, no, in a day, 2 days. All right, so this is an auction that's going on right now. And here they have all kinds of equipment. This is stuff from the government that they were using, and now they got new stuff. And this stuff is likely still some good, but they just got new shit. Okay, so you got dump trucks, you have regular trucks, you have the vans. Let's click on one, a 2006 Ford E250. Hey, I've seen these older vans, baby. I've seen these older vans be in business. If it's running, the engine is good, it's okay for this type of business oftentimes. So the first offer, the first bid on this particular truck is $400. Do you understand that if you go to a dealership to try to buy any of these Chevy Express vans, because these dealerships, and especially these buy here, pay here places, they are well aware of the demand for these trucks and these vans, and they understand that everybody's trying to get into the trucking and logistics and last mile delivery and independent courier business. So that little raggedy truck right there is going to cost you $15,000 at a dealership. So go on these government auction sites and bid on one and maybe get it for $1,000, $2,000. Let me sidebar again and tell y'all a funny story. I have a govdeals.com. It's not a membership, but I have a login for it because what we do is we'll go on there and we'll buy computers. I remember I bought a lot of pressure washers. You buy stuff on these auction sites and you can flip it. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Even with these vehicles, shit, if you got some money, buy some of these vehicles and then you become the dealership, I guess. I don't know what the licensing process for that is, but I say all of that to say, don't always think that you have to spend a whole lot of money to be in these businesses. If you already have your courier ship vehicle, think about this. Remember, I said that I won't do this business because it's a lot of work to make not a whole lot of money. But if you shift your perspective and you think of it as an agency, if you have more than one truck, more than one van, more than one car, you could potentially get drivers. And then you can sit at home and you can dispatch those drivers to these contracts. So you can make more than $100,000 if you're operating with multiple vehicles. And you can even start a business around that. That's a side note. We're going to keep it moving, but it's just something for you to think about. All right. So let me go back into the presentation. Do I have any questions? Not TikTok. I can't see y'all questions, but for the Zoom people, Do I have any questions on anything so far? Let me know. All right. So that's the equipment. So now we're going to jump into what the purpose of this Zoom was, which is the leads. The first screen that you see here is a screenshot of my Indeed. So the first thing that I want you to do is write down Indeed. And the way that you're going to find some of your contracts is in the what section of that Indeed search. You're going to put independent courier. You can put medical courier. You can put 1099 courier, whatever variation of the words that you like. And then you're going to put in your location. I have it set to within 35 miles, but of course you can spread your radius as wide or as narrow as you want to. But for the purpose of this exercise, I typed in independent courier. I typed in a location, and the first thing that pops up is stat overnight delivery. That one is extremely popular. As a matter of fact, the young lady that I was waiting for, I met her because she was doing stat overnight delivery to a pharmacy that I was staffing on Friday. The world just is, the universe will put you where you need to be. And this young lady, I was talking to her and she was like, oh, this is nothing but God. I need you to help me get more contracts. So this presentation is really for her. I hope she's joined. I can't tell who all's in here. But yay. Okay. So yeah, this is for you. So the first company that shows up is Stat Overnight Delivery, but I'm gonna show you that there's so many more. They're pretty common. So for the rest of you guys, like I said, I was at one of the pharmacies that I staff for, and obviously we fill prescriptions. So Stat Overnight Delivery, they send somebody in towards the close of business, pick up all the prescriptions that need to be delivered, and that's what they do. I don't know the details of what exactly happens when the prescriptions leave the pharmacy. I'm gonna leave that up to y'all to go and research, but this is one of the companies that comes up. They're on the list. You're going to see a really long list towards in a couple of more slides. So don't worry about if I'm moving too fast through this. So that's on Indeed. You go and you apply to all of these. Now, I know that you all want to be independent contractors, but a lot of these roles, when we say contracts, they expect you to apply to them like it's a job. And then you'll apply to it. You go through the credentialing process, the background checks, or whatever they require. It varies per company. And so when I say contracts, I'm really telling you that you're going to be applying for what appears to be a job in a lot of instances, okay? Then the next one is good old Craigslist. Believe it or not, especially if you are a box truck operator, you can find a lot of opportunities on Craigslist. A lot of these companies, because Craigslist is free, so anybody can post their opportunities there. But as you can see, for Craigslist, I typed in independent courier, and it came up if you're a box truck owner, cargo van contractors, and the list goes on. So you would go in, click on all of these. If you look at the very first one, it says Mojo Courier. That one is not on my list, so write it down. Mojo Courier, I don't know who they are, but they are a servicer of these medical courier. Well, it's probably not medical couriership. It's probably just independent couriership. But that's one of the companies that you can sign on with and run your business. So this is Craigslist, and we covered Indeed. Moving right along, websites. Write all these down, screenshot, and I'll email anybody that emails me these slides. But here are some of the websites. All of these, with the exception of the very last one, CB Driver, all of these are medical couriership sites. For the people that are on TikTok, I'll say them for you. So you have lablogistics.com, associatedcouriers.com, dropoff.com, reliablecouriers.com, diligentusa.com, fleetcouriers.com. And then the last one I have there is cbdriver.com. Now, CB Driver is cream of the crop, but it's not just medical couriership, and it's really for those who have the splitter vans and the 26-foot box trucks. So if you're one of those people, You can find loads on CB driver, non-CDL loads, okay? So let me give you a tip, and I'm probably going to repeat this tip. There are a plethora of apps that you can sign up for to be independent couriers, but I prefer websites. There may be an app associated with the website, meaning that that business has a web presence, and what they do is they have a product or products that need to be moved. The places that are app only, honestly, oftentimes it's just scraps. You going onto their little fake load board and you're getting recycled loads, if you will, that they already got paid for, and they're giving you a piece of what they've been paid for by whoever paid them to move that product. Okay, if that makes sense. The ones that have websites like this with an app tied to it are just, it's not that one is more reputable than the other. They pay more. They have their more organized processes. The onboarding is different. So always look to see that there is a website that goes with these apps. If it's not a problem, but just understand that you're going to be dealing with like a Uber Eats type situation or a DoorDash type situation. Nothing wrong with those, but the reimbursement and the pay for those is oftentimes really low. All right. So, like I said, screenshot that. I'll come back to it if I need to. Now, definitely screenshot this. For TikTok, I'm going to call them all out pretty fast. These are the smartphone apps. The ones that I have highlighted in yellow are the ones that I know deal only with medical stuff, meaning medical specimens, blood drop off, medical equipment. These are all medical couriers. So for the smartphone apps, you have Freight, Stat overnight delivery, drop off, All Med Express, Roadie. I really like Roadie. Roadie is not medical. Roadie, you can be delivering tires. You could be delivering chicken. You know, it could be anything. It's somebody. I can go on Roadie and say, I have a bottle of wine that I need somebody to come take to my friend in Jacksonville, and you can pull that load from me and go and take that load. The drawback of that, though, is I think it's been flooded, so the rates are low in some areas. But Roadie is one of my favorite ones. And I've never done Roadie, but I had signed my mom up just for something to do. She's retired last summer and she was doing it for a little while. So if my mama can figure it out, you can figure it out too. The next one is Courier Express. I told y'all TikTok, my phone was going to die. So y'all might have 10 more minutes with me. Roadie, Courier Express, Dispatch. Dispatch is actually an app, but what it is you sign up for the app. No, excuse me, you have to get permission. So you have to sign up through their website. And then once you're approved, you'll get access to the Dispatch app, which is essentially a load board. Most of these are, if you have a familiarity of the trucking industry, these are load boards, essentially. Walmart Spark Driver. I put this one in italics because Walmart Spark Driver is one that I'm surprised people don't really know about. And there are some people in some areas making some good money. When you place an order for the Walmart curbside or whatever it is, where they bring your stuff to your house, similar to Uber Eats or Shipt or any of those other grocery delivery sites, Walmart has their own. So you go on Walmart's website, sign up for Spark Driver, and you go and you make decent money. I think how it is they package their deliveries. You might have 4 or 5 deliveries in a certain radius with a certain time attached to it. So they may say, okay, you got 5 packages and we need you to get them done in 3 hours. So you go, you pick up all 5 packages. I think it maps it out for you within the app, and you go and make those 5 deliveries. You make the money off the delivery plus whatever tips. And I've seen people make decent money on YouTube based on that. So if you want to learn more about it or any of this stuff, find it on YouTube and learn more about it. Of course, you have Amazon. Amazon allows people with regular cars to sign up and deliver things. There's GOMO, Point Pickup, ABC Labs. I should have highlighted that one in yellow because it's a medical courier role. There is FedEx ISP. There is GoShare. I want to say GoShare, either GoShare or Drop Off is the one that is contracted with the American Red Cross. So for that, it falls under medical because you're doing the blood deliveries. So that's either GoShare or Drop Off. Then you have Courier, which is Curri. Then, of course, you have the ones that you know about, which is Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart. I did Dispatch twice. I guess I really like that one, but Dispatch again. Rapid U, TaskRabbit, Metrobi, Redline. Hold on 1 second. I see someone raise their hand. Give me a second and let me go through them. Metrobi, Redline, JDM, the Red Wagon Delivers. What the Red Wagon Delivers is a catering. They do catering and events and things of that nature. So you sign up with them on their website. And then once you're approved, you get access to the app and you're able to do different deliveries with them. GoPuff. I love GoPuff. GoPuff is who just brought me my wine. Then you have Beho. You have CB Driver. And then you have Zifty. ZIF is in Frank. T like Tom. Y. And I heard Zifty and Gomo. I want to say they're fairly new and people are making good money. I don't know a whole lot about Zifty. I actually got that from Sean in town, I believe. But go check that one out and go check his videos out too. So this is the whole list. If you email me, I will send you all the slides to get the list. Now, this is extensive, but it's not comprehensive. What does that mean? What I just provided you here is not all inclusive. There are so many more out there that I probably don't know about. So it's up to you to do your due diligence and apply to these, as well as look for others via Indeed, Craigslist, and some of the other sites. I think you can even do the same type search method on LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn. So again, this is extensive, but not comprehensive. So we're coming to the end, but the requirements for all of these apps, all of these websites, all of these companies may vary. This is where you come in. This is your homework. Of course, you're probably going to need a driver's license with no recent violations. But again, it's company specific. I know you're going to need the active driver's license, but whether or not you can have things on your driving history varies per company. Some of these companies do require you to have an LLC. Others allow you to work as a sole proprietor. Find out. If you're 1099, oftentimes you're going to submit what's called a W-9. Figure out how to do that. Insurance. Every company is going to require you to have different proof of insurance, but the standard is 100,000 bodily liability per person, 300,000 per accident, and 50K property. But every company is going to tell you what they require. Background checks. Roadie, you got felonies, you'll get shut down. But some of the companies might work with you or might not check. But for the most part, a lot of these do cause you or require you to go through a background check. Drug testing may be on some of them, especially some of the ones that do like pharmacy deliveries, because with that stuff, hey, it's medication. And sometimes it can be controlled substances in that. So they're going to do a background check and perhaps a drug test with those. Then some of these require a fee of like $25 to $50 for the onboarding. I had somebody on TikTok ask me, they wanted to sign up for something, one of the sites I recommended, and they were like, oh, it's a $25 fee. Okay, pay the damn fee and make you some money. Like everything is not going to be free, y'all. They're requiring the onboarding fee because they have to pay for the background checks and drug tests or whatever onboarding. So it'll be real messed up for them if they allow everybody to sign up and then they pay for all these background checks for y'all and y'all don't pass them. So some of them require you to pay that nominal fee to cover some of the onboarding process. If you want to make money, pay the $25. If not, move on to one of the ones that's free. But don't email me about that. And then miscellaneous onboarding requirements. That could be anything. So the requirements vary per company. It's on you to check with each company that you're running for and see what they require. Okay. Final gems, and then I'm gonna jump into Q&A. Final gems. Is this a company where you can make $1 million? Nah, I'm not gonna tell you that. Is this a company where you can make, is this a business where you can make 6 figures and low 6 figures? I mean, yes. However, like I was saying earlier when I started my TikTok live, based on some of the questions that I get, I could tell some people just don't have the discipline that it's going to take to hit the 6-figure mark, because in business, nobody's telling you when to show up. Nobody's telling you when to leave. But if you think you're going to roll out of bed at 11 o'clock in the morning, noon, all the load's going to be gone, baby. So you need to have the discipline to take things to the door, to get up and figure out, okay, the most loads come available on this app at 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's what you'll see on Roadie. Those loads, the Mexican people are on top of that first thing in the morning. They don't wait for y'all to wake up and grab them loads. Them loads are gone, honey. So if y'all can't take the idea from inception to the door, no, you're not going to make 100 grand. You're not going to make 10 grand. I'm not going to tell you that. This is not one of those type of businesses. Don't let these other content creators either get you to pay them thousands of dollars to show you this business. Much of the information that I gave tonight is what you're going to get in those $500, $1,000 courses. And they're going to all promise you that you can make 100 grand. But if you don't have the work ethic, you're not going to make $1. Just saying. So the strategy that I feel that you should start with, I gave you all those companies. Plus, you're going to find other companies. Sign up for at least 10 companies, 10 or 12 companies. Make 2 or 3 of those your primary, right? 10 to 12 companies. You're not going to be able to make a whole lot of money with one company. Young lady that I met yesterday, and I apologize because I keep forgetting your name. You had one company. Now I just gave you several. So I want you to sign up. I want you to get your 2 to 3 primary companies that you know you're going to make good money with them. You're going to run for them all the time. And you're going to have some more in your back pocket so that you have 10 to 12 companies that you're able to run with. And that's how you're going to stack your money. People aren't really making millions of dollars in this business, but they are taking the money that they have and they're making from this business to invest it in other things, to pay their bills, of course. But oftentimes, even the guys that I've seen that teach this stuff on YouTube, they don't do medical couriership anymore. They used it to go into real estate. They used it to go into trucking, whatever. So consider this whole thing a stepping stone. And hey, you might, get lucky and cross the 6-figure mark. You might be able to scale the business, get multiple vehicles and make $1 million. Who knows? It depends on you. Also, like I said before, the companies that have website brands, to me, are better than the companies that are just just apps only. The app only companies are scraps oftentimes. Like they're tech companies and they're making money off of your back. So lastly, to receive the PowerPoint slides, email hello@caredynamicsfl, that's F as in Frank, L as in Larry.com. caredynamicsfl.com, DYNAMICSFL.com. That is my business. That's my business. Has nothing to do with medical couriership, but that's how you guys can reach out to me. That's how you can get these slides. If you're interested in the recording, I am going to charge for the recording unless I put it on YouTube. So you can request that. I don't know how much I want to charge for that, because I'm probably going to bundle this up and put it with some other resources and sell it for $25 or something. But y'all got it all for free. So if you took good notes and you email me and get the slides, you honestly don't need the playback. So we are done. Questions? Everybody can come off mute from the Zoom.
I
I'm
have
gonna
a
stop.
question.
Absolutely. Hello. Now you're the young lady that I met, right?
Yes,
Kalia?
Kalia.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kalia. You're so
Yeah.
pretty. Okay, so so what's your question?
Okay, so my question is, with drop off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I applied to drop off, like before I found Sat Delivery, I applied to those, and like for some reason I haven't gotten a call back, a denial, or anything.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what that's about. So for the people that couldn't hear her because you're on TikTok, she asked that she applied to a lot of the leads that I gave and she hasn't heard back. That doesn't mean that you have been rejected. It just means that they don't have availability in your area right now. So once the demand picks up, you'll hear from them. It's kind of one of those things where they keep you on the back burner because, to be honest, everybody has started getting into this business. So they got a lot of people applying. So if they see that you fit the specifications of what they need right now, then they will reach out to you.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't, let me tell you what, but I'm the type of person, I will find people on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever. If I want to get into something, I'm gonna find a hiring manager, somebody to email, Morse code, tap into. So see if you can get an email address and say, hey, I'm just, I applied and I'm just checking, I'm just following up. Find a contact at the company and see if you can do that. It's not always promising, but if you have a LinkedIn, go on LinkedIn, type in drop off, see who all works at drop off, start friending people on LinkedIn and see who you can ask some questions. That's honestly how I do everything. I don't have a problem getting on LinkedIn and introducing myself. So start, being able to put yourself out there. And if you are you just working as an independent courier or do you have a business like a LLC already?
No, I'm just working as an independent courier. Okay. I don't have an LLC because I was trying to get my first paycheck first.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And
You
then
don't
start,
you don't have to. I would just will say that I wouldn't go as far as to say that they show preferential treatment to the people with the companies, but when you can go to them as a brand and say, hey, I'm Kalia with so-and-so enterprises or whatever. Sometimes some companies respond to that, a little bit better. Just a shot in the dark, but do not pressure yourself to spend your first or your last check trying to get an LLC if you don't have to. Like keep your expenses low. But once you get some extra funding in place, I would recommend, incorporating and starting to operate as a business. And there's so many benefits to doing that we won't cover here, but I would recommend at minimum being an LLC with a S Corp designation. Any other questions? All right. Well, if y'all don't have any other questions, feel free to reach out, email me, request the slides. Kalia, I will actually be talking to you probably tomorrow because I haven't gone in. That hello@CareDynamicsFL email is actually my recruiter's email. So it's in there somewhere. I just haven't personally logged into it. She's probably seen it. But either way it goes, I'm going to pull that out and then I'll touch bases with you about what else we talked about probably tomorrow. Or even I have another call to jump on after this one. But if I have some time tonight, I'll give you a call tonight to go over whatever else we talked about.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, love. Thank you for coming. And thank you for the idea. Because I'm gonna tell you, had I not seen you Friday, I wasn't even gonna do this. So y'all thank her, because this was really came from her meeting me on Friday.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Anybody else have any
Thank you.
questions? All right, y'all. So I expect y'all to be emailing me. I don't care if you don't want the slides. Just email me and say hey and let me know whether or not you enjoyed the presentation. I hope you did. TikTok, I'm gonna say good night to y'all. Night night. And I'm gonna say good night to the rest of, actually, let me check the chat and make sure there are no questions in that. You're welcome, Anitra. Thank you, Sharonda. Thank you, everybody that came. Sharonda, Roseanne, Christina, Anitra, Kalia, thank y'all. And I look forward to interacting with you guys some more. I hope y'all enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful. Good night.
Good night, ladies.
Good night.